and welcome to National Focus. I'm Aliyah Martin in the headlines. Government to honor the late Dr. Alwyn Bully with an official funeral. Dominica observes Commonwealth Day 2023. And digital transformation to promote youth employment. The details of the headline stories and more coming up. Welcome back. The government of Dominica has accorded the late Dr. Alwyn Bully an official funeral. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit made the announcement at his bi-weekly press conference on March 13, 2023. The Prime Minister expressed his condolences to the family of the late Dr. Alwyn Bully, describing him as an honorable man.
Mr. Alwyn Bully was an exemplary citizen, a kind and humble soul, who demonstrated profound love and commitment for Dominica, its people, and culture. Through his work as a cultural administrator both in Dominica and in the region, he helped engender a deep appreciation for our customs and traditions. His legacy is all around us. In the national flag he designed in 1978 as Dominica gained its independence from Great Britain. It is truly one of the most beautiful flags in the world, which incorporated aspects of Dominica's natural features and the spirit, character, and values of our people.
Prime Minister Skerrit spoke of the profound impact Dr. Alwyn Bully had on the preservation and promotion of cultural art forms in Dominica and the region by extension.
The cultural division he established providing a structured approach to the promotion and development of our cultural art forms. The many national organizations which he spearheaded, including the National Cultural Council, the Dominica Artists Guild, the Writers Guild, the Carnival Organizing Committee, and the Comité pour Études Créoles, several of which continue to function today. To honor his proud legacy, the Government of Dominica will bestow on an official funeral for recognizing his contribution to our country. And this was offered to his wife, and she has graciously accepted. All flags will be flown at half-staff for 2 days. That is the day immediately preceding his burial and the day of his burial. May his soul rest in eternal peace.
The late Dr. Alwyn Bully was a renowned artist, playwright, short story writer, and cultural advisor who made significant contributions to Dominica. He was the recipient of the Cicero's Award of Honor from the Government of Dominica in 1985 for the design of the national flag, the Golden Drum Awards in 1997, and the UWI 60th Anniversary Award for Outstanding Contribution to Culture in Dominica and the Caribbean, among many other accolades. The Government Information Service expresses our deepest sympathies to the family and friends of the late Dr. Alwyn Bully. Dominica joined the rest of the world in observance of Commonwealth Day today, Monday, March 13, 2023. Kavya John has more in this report.
Commonwealth Day is celebrated every year on the second Monday in March. This year, Commonwealth Day is being celebrated under the theme, Forging a Sustainable and Peaceful Common Future. The theme combines the active commitment of member states to support the promotion of peace, prosperity, and sustainability through climate action to secure a better future and improve the lives of all Commonwealth citizens. A church service to signal the start of a week of activities was held at the St. Gerald's Chapel on Monday. President of Dominica, His Excellency Charles Savre, who read the Commonwealth Day message from His Majesty King Charles III, stated that by working together, the Commonwealth countries can find solutions to the problems they face.
Our shared humanity contains such precious diversity of thought, culture, tradition, and experience. By listening to each other, we will find so many of the solutions that we seek. This extraordinary potential, which we hold in common, is more than equal to the challenge we face. It offers us unparalleled strength, not merely to face the future, but to build it. Here, the Commonwealth has an incredible opportunity and responsibility to create a genuine, durable future, one that offers the kind of prosperity that is in harmony with nature and that will also secure our unique and only planet for generations to come.
Speaker of the House of Assembly, Honorable Joseph Isaac, stated that Commonwealth Day is another opportunity for Dominica and the other member nations to showcase their unity and diversity.
The Parliament, as part of the Commonwealth of Nations, joins the 179 parliaments and legislatures in 56 countries across the Commonwealth to reflect, renew, and pledge our continued commitment to provide a platform to showcase to the peoples of the Commonwealth our unity and diversity.
The Speaker says the theme is a reminder that governments are to ensure the prosperity of their countries for future generations.
This year's theme, Forging a Sustainable and Peaceful Common Future, seeks the active commitment of members of states in order to support the development of free, democratic societies, the promotion of peace, prosperity, and to collaborate on climate action so as to secure a better future for our young people and improve the lives of all Commonwealth citizens. And I reiterate, it's really about the youth. It's for the young people we are building our nation.
The Commonwealth comprises of 56 nations across all the 6 inhabited regions, including Africa, the Americas, Asia, the Caribbean, Europe, and the Pacific. It is home to 2.5 billion people and includes advanced economies and developing states. Dominican-born, the Right Honourable Patricia Scotland is the current Commonwealth Secretary General. Dominica has been a member of the Commonwealth since its independence in 1978. Sylvia John for the Government Information Service.
The government of Dominica is making significant investment in the digital transformation project in an effort to ensure future job security for Dominican youth. Minister for Public Works Honorable Fidel Grant spoke to some of the expected benefits of the program to the country's economy during government's bi-weekly press conference on Monday.
As a nation will recall, recently the government secured funding from the World Bank in the amount of just over $76 million EC to support the implementation of our digital strategy. This digital transformation will modernize the way we do business here in Dominica. This digital transformation will ensure that the public sector delivers services to its citizens and industries in Dominica and create an environment where our young people can be innovative and create sustainable jobs for themselves.
The first component of the project will serve to facilitate the creation of an enabling environment more conducive to conducting business, consistent with a more modern business environment.
Under Component 1 of this project, we will start and have already seen the focus on legal and regulatory framework to institutions, reform consistent with global best practice, to support the modernization of telecommunications and the digital financial services sector while mitigating against growing risk and digital economy growing risk of the digital economy, including cybersecurity, data protection, and privacy.
The minister says Component 2 of this project will give attention to digital government infrastructure and platform services.
This component shall support the public sector modernization, resilience, and delivery of digital public services to the individuals and businesses. It will aim to ensure that Dominica has put in place the core infrastructure and platforms, institution, and human capacity needed to efficiently and effectively manage internal government operations. For example, public goods will be widely accessible online wherever you are in the country, region, or across the globe.
A range of other government services are expected to be enhanced through the process of digitization.
We will have access to data and information across borders to smooth administration of regional trade, immigration, and other services. We'll have the ability to rapidly target and deliver payments and social services to citizens and businesses in the event of a natural disaster. The new and improved government services website will be made live soon. This new website will provide seamless access to the respective ministries, including forms presently in hard copy will be available online, and the relevant payments can be made via the government e-portal.
The hospital management system is another significant component of the digital transformation project.
Once the system is operational, there will be connectivity across the country, so the health and wellness centers and the hospital will be connected. To just give a brief example of what this will include, a patient will be able to access his or her medical records anywhere in the country using a unique identification number. Medical staff will be connected and can use the medium to get support from each other. This will transform our health services with the aim to make delivery of health services more efficient and more effective. To put it simply, we'll be moving away from what we Dominicans call the doctor book into a more proficient and efficient system.
13 members of staff at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital have said goodbyes to the institution. Kavya John has more in this report.
A retirement award ceremony organized by the Dominica Hospital Authority was held on Friday, March 10, 2023 at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital to recognize the retirees for their hard work over the years. Dr. Griffin Benjamin, Dr. Paul Issa, Nurse Mary Bonnet, Nurse Davina John Baptist, Nurse Deborah Bruni, Miss Beverly Robin, Mr. Martin Moses, Mr. Johnny Lambert, Mr. Reynolson Joseph, Mr. Vernon Jones, Miss Anne Maxime, Miss Lazarine Alfred, and Miss Josephine Roberts Pascal were all recognized at the ceremony. Minister for Health, Wellness and Social Services, Honorable Kasani Laville, told the retirees that their service was a necessity for the development of the country.
Health and healthcare, it's truly foundational, and this is the field that you all have worked for most, or in fact for some of you, all of your lives. So what you have done in your life, your careers, it's been truly instrumental and beneficial and needed, absolutely necessary for the development of our country.
Minister Laville added that these retirees have always gone above and beyond the call of duty for patients at the hospital.
I've heard of many stories from nurses and doctors and various people in healthcare of what you have done and what you have been doing throughout your lives, throughout your vocation for patients and the people that you provide care to. It's not unusual, it never was, for any of you to bring some extra food for some of your patients, or buy medication at some time, or even buy flowers. And there's so many things that you all have done and continue to do. This has never been a job. It has always been a vocation for you. You may choose a job, but what happened in this case as it relates to healthcare, this vocation chose you. And we thank you for responding to that call.
The health minister thanked the retirees for their years of dedicated service to the country and the well-being of citizens.
As healthcare workers, you are at the foundation of our society. We thank you sincerely for your service We thank you for your sacrifice. We thank you for all that you have done individually and collectively for the development of our country. Your field is more than a job. It has been a vocation. It has been a service. And the difference between a job and a vocation is this: it's quite simple. A job, for the most part, we do it to earn a living. For you, your vocation, it's been a response to a calling, and we thank you sincerely for responding to that calling.
Meanwhile, chairperson of the Dominica Hospital Authority, Mrs. Jennifer Astafan, stated that these retirees have given memorable service to the hospital and to Dominica.
You have given what might be for you memorable service to Princess Margaret Hospital and the Dominica China Friendship Hospital. You probably will be one of the groups that will have memories of working at Princess Margaret Hospital with your responsibilities and being answerable to the Ministry of Health. You would have seen the construction and worked through a lot of discomfort, but you bore it and you continued with your service. And today you say farewell.
Kuvia John for the Government Information Service.
A 26-year-old French national who arrived in Dominica on February 4, 2023 via catamaran in Portsmouth is the subject of a search by her family and the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force. Marion Hermia's voyage to the island was to trek the Waitikubuli National Trail from south to north, according to a social media post from a friend of the missing woman. However, since her arrival, no one has been able to contact her. During a press conference held by the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force last week, Assistant Commissioner of Police Davidson Valerie said the investigation began immediately after the report was made.
On Saturday, 25th February 2023, the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force was alerted to information being circulated in the social media that a French tourist named Marion Hermé, who had arrived in Dominica on 4th February 2023 to hike the Waitikubuli National Trail from south to north, had not been contacted by anyone, nor had she contacted anyone since 4th February 2023. The matter was immediately relayed to the police, and the police in the north were informed of the report. These officers in the north conducted investigations into the matter.
Mr. Valerie is hopeful the non-national is safe, as she was described as an experienced hiker.
From the information that we have from the relatives, she is a very trained person when it comes to hiking and being out there in the wild. She's been trained or known how to adapt under the circumstances, how to sustain herself. Actually, we were informed that she had sufficient supplies that would last her some 15 days out there. Yeah, supplies, yeah, dry foods and other items that could have sustained her for 15 days. So we believe as we continue the search, there could be an opportunity.
The Dominica Forestry, Wildlife and Parks Division and the Fire and Ambulance Services were also engaged to conduct the search.
An operation was planned and mounted in collaboration with the Fire and Ambulance Services and the Forestry Division to search through the various segments of the Waitikubuli Trail. During the conduct of these searches, the police force, Fire Ambulance Services, and Forestry Department held several meetings to strategize the searches for Marion Hermé. These searches are ongoing.
Anyone with information is being urged to contact her sister Maya Jean via Facebook or their nearest police station. You're watching National Focus. More when we return. Welcome back. Caribbean Airlines continue to aid in improving air access to Dominica, with provisions being made for an increase in services. Effective April 7, Dominica will welcome an increase in Caribbean airline flights with the addition of return services from Trinidad on Fridays. Currently, Caribbean Airlines operates service to Dominica on Thursdays from Port of Spain or POS, and then onwards to Bridgetown, and offers services from Bridgetown to Dominica on Mondays onwards to POS. The flights operate on the ATR 72, which has 68 seats. Travelers from the tri-state area in the United States can also travel same day to Dominica via Caribbean Airlines. For example, leave New York via JFK at 7:30 a.m. on Fridays and arrive in Dominica by 6:45 p.m. Stay over for 1 week and depart Dominica on Friday at 7:40 p.m. and arrive back at JFK on Saturday at 5:30 a.m. Caribbean Airlines began its services to Dominica on September 20, 2020 in efforts to improve air access to the island. Digital transformation is quickly taking over Dominica, with many innovations being undertaken to modernize various sectors across the island. The first sector to benefit from this modernization is the agriculture sector. The Ministry of Public Works, Public Utilities and Digital Economy, in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Blue and Green Economy, and the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, has hosted a training aimed to transform the agriculture sector. The Digital Transformation Agriculture and Fisheries Workshop took place this morning at the Goodwill Parish Hall. The digitization of the agriculture sector is expected to take the ministry steps closer to its goal of achieving a $700 million contribution to the national GDP by 2030.
The national consultation and workshop is very important and significant and timely to Dominica, as we are now focused on modernizing and growing the sector. Dominica has a unique geographic location, ecology, climate character, soil, freshwater, and marine, and has been performing agricultural activities throughout the history, with an economy that has traditionally depended on agriculture.
The agriculture sector will require transformation in order to respond to the demand for efficient data collection, analysis and information sharing that is critical for the expansion of the sector. Minister Roye is confident that the ministry is on the right track to achieving its goals.
Recognizing that the transformation of the sector requires change in mindset, institutional arrangements, policies, strategies, and programs, the Prime Minister took a strategic and bold political decision in initiating a national reset. So this is the main reason why we are here today, and we are engaging a cross-section of the sector to dialogue on tools, approaches, and actions to ensure we are on the right track for realizing transformation from the onset.
The Ministry of Agriculture will continue its efforts to boost agriculture's contribution to the national economy. In the last 5 years, agriculture has contributed an average of 17.5% to the country's GDP.
The production levels of the agricultural sector have been restored to its primary status, with contributions to GDP from all subsectors valued at $268 million in 2022. We are charged with the task to build resilience in the sector such that whenever we experience any catastrophic climatic event or pandemic or economic shock, we can meet challenges through direct investments in innovation, modernization, and expansion that transform the sector.
The workshop will aid in determining the agricultural activities that can be enhanced through digital applications and tools. Speaker of the House of Assembly, Honorable Joseph Isaac, says there are a number of improvements he would like to see become a reality for members of Parliament. The Speaker, who was the first guest of the new season of In the Studio, was responding to a question regarding what he hoped to accomplish in his new term as Speaker.
In regards to the administrative processes, we will work with the leader of the House, that's the Honorable Prime Minister, and the leader of opposition, to really move further and further and strengthen the independence of the legislature from the executive and from the judiciary. In regards to the legal, in terms of the legal aspect, we are completely independent. But in terms of some of the processes and the administration of the House, we need to improve in those areas there. Case in point, for example, there are members of the House, parliamentarians. If they are ministers, they do not get any specific remuneration for being a pal rep.
The Speaker believes this is a matter which needs to be addressed.
Are you calling for a minister to still get the pal rep salary or an allowance to be a pal rep?
Yeah. The dynamics, I guess, the members of the House will have to actually determine what the details are. But for me, fundamentally, just morally speaking, I think it is not right. And that's something we need to look at. So if we focus on ensuring that the legislature is independent from the executive, I think you'll have a more effective governance system.
A resolution was passed during the first meeting of the first session of the 11th Parliament on February 7 and 8, 2023 to have parliamentarians paid the day after they are elected or appointed as senators.
We reached where the resolution actually passed, but we had a little hurdle, a legal hurdle, where we have to change some of the language, the legal language, so that it's at the desk of the Attorney General. So we have to fine tune it, and maybe as we are in the 11th Parliament, we might have to bring it back to just reapprove the resolution and move forward.
A number of parliamentarians were appointed to various committees during the last sitting of Parliament. Honorable Speaker Isaac explains the role of the Public Accounts Committee.
For example, at the Public Accounts Committee, what is expected there is, after the government, that's the executive branch, that's cabinet, gets approval from Parliament, that's every year we have the budget address and the budget debate. So you have appropriation in terms of how much money you're going to get by ministry and by different lines. So once that is approved, the executive branch is expected to go ahead and implement. The legislature is supposed to monitor, and therefore we have an oversight committee, which is called the Public Accounts Committee. And that committee is not really involved in the policy of the government. It's not to question the policy. The question is, was the money spent for what it was supposed to be spent for? And if it was spent, what kind of value are we getting?
And that's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS Dominica on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. You can also drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I am Aaliyah Martin. Thanks for watching and stay safe.